Yes, for Marriott Executive Apartments, it's been a tale of two cities, I suppose, for us. You know, we're exceptionally proud of what we've built.
Yeah.
A phenomenal asset, as you've seen, that we're sitting in. Huge response from the local market, especially for events business. You know, we're sitting here on our beautiful 11th floor space, which we've done many events here with some exceptional guests and exceptional companies that have rented us out. And, you know, with our views and everything else, I don't see that fading anytime soon. If anything, it'll get better. Again, local market heavily supported us. I think business conditions in Papua New Guinea itself, and even to an extent Port Moresby as well, has made it slightly difficult on a business side from us.
Yes.
And it's, you know, that shows us that we all have to adapt to different ways of doing business, because we open this as a residential building. You know, it is Marriott Executive Apartments, and that's what it was meant to be. It was for the long stay business. Port Moresby itself has had a shortage in our customers in that segment, shall we say that?
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, well, what do we do now? So, you know, if you speak to anybody at Marriott, they will tell you Marriott Executive Apartments still runs as a hotel.
Yeah.
No matter what anybody else tells you, that's it, they will tell you. I've worked for them or with them for more years than I can count. And that's what we've done, is we've said, well, let's make it, you know, a quasi-hotel / executive apartments at the moment. So, you know, we've changed our direction, allows us to capture different parts of the market. So rather than it just being a pure long stay product, it is now a short stay product as well. And having made that change probably 2 months ago now, you know, we've seen occupancies come from the very low teens to the entry level 20s up into the high 60s.
Wow.
Because our overnight stay, you know, that transient business has just skyrocketed, and the feedback that we're getting from the customer supports that. It's great. You know, our long stay business continues to improve day by day. Our 2 bedrooms, I wished we'd built more of them. And everybody thought it would be the 1 bedrooms that would sell, but I'll tell you, the 2 bedrooms, as I said, I wish we'd built more, because we just don't have enough of them right now.
Wow.
And, you know, the 1 bedroom business slowly but surely picking up.
So that 2 bedroom business, what part of the market is that catering for?
Corporate market that are moving into Port Moresby, but what we've seen is, you know, we're very proud of it, and I should watch what I say here because I never want to beat up my competitors, but a lot of people from competing hotel product or hotel apartment products, and even our own apartment products within Coral Sea Hotels or within Steamships Hospitality business have moved out of there and moved here.
Right.
Yeah, so we've built the most premier address in town, and we're proud of it. And I think with what we've done in the adjacent precinct, you know, creating Harbourside South as it's now known, was creating a community. You know, there are restaurants, there are cafes, there are office space, there's now residential, there's a hotel element to it. And that's what's attracting everybody. Everybody wants to move here. This is now the place to be.
Everyone's upgrading.
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yes, that's how we see it.
Talking of upgrading, the Grand Papua, as you said, was the grand dame in your portfolio.
Yes.
It was open quite a while ago now.
It was 2011.
Yeah.
So we're in the 15th year
in
now.
the last LNG boom. It was a very exciting development. What are you doing to reinvigorate that property?
I've got to watch what I say here. I've got to watch what secrets I let out of the bag. In short, it's going to be a very extensive refurb. There will be big changes in the Grand Papua. Some of them we certainly can't announce at the moment, but that will come forthcoming.
Right.
The idea is that, you know, every single room will be done. We are looking at the food and beverage space and offerings, conference facilities, increase in actual space, but also increase in the actual offering as well.
Yep.
You know, we have multiple spaces at the moment. we constantly turn people away because we don't have enough of it. Being who we are and what we were, I suppose, we're always still known by all the government business.
Yeah.
And, board meetings are still held with us. If we can't move them, we've now moved them into this beautiful boardroom that we're sitting in now. And again, it's okay capturing that business that we're losing because we're a victim of our own success, that we can't take enough of it, that we want to take more of it. And and I can say this because we've said it to our board and everybody else, we're going to put the Grand back into the Grand Papua. But, we're very excited with what we will be bringing back to market, I suppose, is the way to talk about it.
The market's changed a lot since the Grand Pap first opened.
Hugely.
And the bar has been raised, one could say.
Yes.
So when you're picturing the potential customer for the new look Grand Papua, where are you aiming it at? And what sort of demands is that customer placing on a property that they weren't placing when the Grand Pap was first built?
Yeah, that's a very, very good question, almost a loaded question and in many ways as well. You're right, the home landscape has completely changed.
Yeah.
And when we built, we were kind of like the only ones in town.
Yes.
We were the best, and brands have come into town, new hotels have come into town. All of them are competitors without a doubt.
Yeah.
And at the time, the Grand Papua was built as that upscale hotel because that's all Port Moresby needed.
Yeah.
And that was all that Papua New Guinea needed. That has changed because the customer has changed.
Right.
It's not just fly in, fly out, people that just need a bed for the night. People are now looking for that complete hospitality experience.
Yeah.
Our tagline with Grand Papua is, we didn't create luxury, we've simply refined it. And that's exactly what we're doing with the refurbishment because our customers have become more refined. Any president, prime minister, head of state that has visited PNG has gone through those doors and stayed with us and continues to stay with us because they know us, they know, our safety and security. And that's one thing that we should certainly speak about is, as of yesterday, so this is live, brand new information, Grand Papua has received Safe Hotel certification, not just certified, but actually premium status.
Right.
This is done by an independent company in Sweden. The Grand Papua is the first hotel in all of Australasia and the Pacific Islands to receive this accolade. Wow. It's a lot of work. The team have done a tremendous job in getting it. 1 in 5 hotels pass. 4 in 5 fail just getting basic certification.
Yeah.
We've received a premium certification on this. It shows, coral seas, steamships, unwavering, support's the wrong word, what's the word I'm looking for here? Well, our unwavering commitment, that's the right word, our unwavering commitment to safety, security, hygiene for, our staff, colleagues, and of course our customers. And this is the trust our customers have put in on us over the years. And by doing this certification, we're showing that, we're going to lead the pack again.
Yes.
We are raising the bar this time.
Yeah.
We watched everybody else. We raised the bar when we first opened the hotel. We've watched people come around us. We've watched new brands come in around us. Competition has changed, customers changed. So we changed, we evolved with it. So, doing the certification, achieving that level of award, shows that commitment to it. The spend, the capex that we're going to put into it shows the commitment from our shareholders into making sure the Grand Papua is the best hotel in Papua New Guinea.
So that's very exciting. Any other plans to upgrade your property portfolio, maybe outside of Port Moresby or the Gateway? Or?
Yes, absolutely. So 2025, 2026, and a bit of 2027. will be an exciting and busy year for Steamships Hospitality. So 6 of our properties will go under refurbishment.
Yeah.
So Grand Papua, we've obviously spoken about. Gateway will also go under significant refurbishment. The lobby will actually start as early as January. That starts.
Yeah.
All the rooms will be refurbished at Gateway Hotel.
Yep.
The bathrooms have already started. I think we've now done about half of those. Food and beverage outlets will be possibly reconceptualized as well, but will have refurbishment as well. So that's probably phase 2 of the refurbishment, because we're going through the conceptualization stage of the food and beverage offerings. Ella Beach will also receive refurbishment. The lobby will start there at the end of Q1 next year.
Yeah.
And half of the rooms inventory, so what we call the West Wing, will go under a full refurbishment. We will actually add some rooms as well, because we're repurposing, storage space, meeting rooms, etc., which are no longer fit for purpose, or what we see as a waste of commercial space.
Yep.
We're creating some new long-term units in that West Wing as well. The food and beverage there, Salt Restaurant recently has just won Papua New Guinea's Best Hotel Restaurant award at the Culinary Awards in Dubai in October this year. So we will do a little bit soft touch there to Salt, because it does what it is. There is new menus coming as well in there. But we will look at refurbishing the bar.
Yep.
We will do something new. We're trying to come up with, again, that's in concept stage at the moment, what we do there. And then going up into the regions, Highlander Hotel, actually Gateway Hotel, a block of the apartments as well. So 20 of our apartments will go under full refurbishment as well. That's for, long-term tenants.
Yes.
We've seen the customer again has changed there.
Yeah.
We've got demand, whether it be from some of the airlines or some of the mining companies that have said, we like staying at the airport.
It's very handy.
We like Gateway. What's your plans there? So we've listened to our customer there. So we're developing around the customer for that. But going back to the regions, Mount Hagen, the Highlander Hotel up there.
Yep.
Again, all rooms will go under refurbishment. Kitchen and restaurant, full refurbishment. Even the pokies, if you're interested, will have a refurbishment there. And the apartments will receive refurbishment also.
Yep.
Bird of Paradise moving into Goroka, so still in the Highlands. Same again, all rooms. There's only 5 apartments there, so that's a smaller amount, but they will go under refurbishment. Restaurant and conference space will go under major refurbishment there. And then last but not least, which ironically is actually our oldest hotel, which is the Huon Golf up in Leh, will go under full refurbishment as well.
No plans yet to develop the Melanesian site?
At the moment, we're looking at different ideas.
Yes.
Everybody wants us to do it. They shout and scream at us and ask us to do it. We're looking at the market. We're looking at a few different options. We've got the site that we had the Melanesian on.
Yeah.
We've also got other sites. So we're now deciding what's actually best for us, best for our shareholders, and best for the customer. Is the site that we had the previous hotel on the right one?
Yes.
Are things moving to other parts of Leh? Yes, is the answer to that. So why would we not do something there? So we will do something in Leh for sure. What and where that is still under discussion at the moment, to keep things cryptic.
Yeah. I guess
one of our surprises up our sleeve, shall we say?
You would an early announcement of Wafi Golpu would no doubt help you make your decisions.
It would indeed, yes. I think it would speed things on very quickly. Yeah. We've done a lot of work on it.
Before I bring my colleague Nadav in, just maybe a comment about the chain as a whole and how it operates related to the different properties. You've got different brandings, different relationships with international brands as well. But you are the only significant chain operating in this market.
Yes.
So what value does it play having that portfolio of properties? How does it help each property being a part of a greater whole?
Yes. With us, it gives us the wider reach.
Yeah.
You know, we're the biggest hotel company. That's not always the best thing to shout out about, right?
Yeah.
But being the biggest gives us the widest network, and that is something to shout out about. We are far and wide across Papua New Guinea, and people want us to build in new locations, and we're considering that. You know, one of the things, if I was bored and I wasn't about to refurbish 6 hotels at once, then I probably would be looking at where we're building next. But I think that's probably a 2027 strategic plan. Okay, what do we do next? We've done the portfolio that we have just now. You know, the reason that 6 are done, one was only opened a few years, and Marriott that we're sitting in just now was only opened 6 months ago, so it doesn't need done. But it gives us the widest network, as I say. We've looked at, you know, a few of the different brands. We've obviously put Marriott on to this one. You know, Grand Papua is currently under a collection brand. And we're looking at not changing is the wrong word, we're looking at options across our portfolio with what works for the customer. Because, you know, in Mount Hagen, we've always been the best. The Highland has always been the best. We have new competition that's come into market, recently opened, you know, it's an old hotel that's expanded and done refurbishment and everything else, and it looks nice. I'm not going to take that away from them at all. Does Mount Hagen need a brand? Possibly not. You know, Lay, would you put a brand in there? With, you know, depending on what happens with the mining companies, depending who your customers are, and knowing that you have a lot of points junkies amongst them, brand does work. Brand has, you know, attributes to it. Port Moresby, we've seen the brands come in. I think because of our network and the size of us, we've been able to still compete with the big brands despite the sheer power of their loyalty programs, which is huge. And, you know, I'll commend them for doing that. We created our own, you know, membership program called Pacific Privileges a number of years ago. So, you know, it doesn't work quite as a loyalty program. It's not a points earner. You know, you buy into the membership, but that membership gives you, you know, a number of free nights every year, discount on rooms, discounts on your food and beverage. There are free meals, and you can give them to your family and everything else as well. And, you know, that has grown exponentially over the years. We're now nearing 5,000 members, which, you know, is huge. And we continue to speak to the airlines, both domestic and international, about developing our partnerships there, which haven't actually been done by the other hotels as well. So it's us, again, leading the pack and saying, well, we'll do it a different way to ensure that we offer our customers the widest reach, the widest network, and the most options available to you. And, you know, our hotels are very diverse as well. Grand Papua is very different to Huon Golf. And there's a reason for that, because it's a very different customer. And exactly the same with, you know, you could argue Grand Papua and Marriott Executive Apartments are different. Also, there's probably a lot of similarities in realistic terms.
Just finally, very quickly, how's demand at the moment, and how are you expecting demand to be next year?
It's actually been not a bad year, in all things considered. You know, we had some unrest at the beginning of the year, and we heard so much about it. I got fed up of listening about it, to be honest with you. And I said, I'm done with this. But when we spoke to our clients, especially a lot of our corporate customers, it does still have an effect on us, which is a real shame, because there are many companies that are still not allowing their staff to travel to Papua New Guinea as a whole, and that's a shame. And so that has ultimately, there's no doubt about it, affected demand. When we look at it, our EBITDA, our profit before tax for this year is significantly, well into double digits above budget and last year. So we've performed exceptionally well because, again, we've had to adapt. We've looked at different ways we can do, standardized cost savings, which I hate using in this job, but it's part and parcel of the business. But we've also looked at, our rate structures, our corporate strategies, how we attract new customers and everything else. So overall, and I think if you speak to anybody in the hospitality space in PNG, they'll say it's actually not been a bad year. Demand, we have seen a softening, as I say, historically September, October, November are our strongest months. And they've continued to hold that, but it's come very last minute.
Right.
So we've noticed a huge difference in the booking window, and we've noticed a huge difference in the length of stay. Our length of stays dropped from 4.3 to 1.7 days on average just over the last year. Our booking window has dropped from 3 weeks to 3 days. And we've seen huge conferences come out from Australia, from the financial services and the consultancy firms that have got big offices here in PNG, where they've decided last minute, yes, we are going to fly in for the board meeting, or we are going to fly in for the strategy session, or their budget session, whatever they are. And, no joke, they phone us on the Thursday, can you house or host 200 of us on Monday? And we're like, well, we'll see what we can do, And it helps us with our network of hotels. Yes. We can spread it. If we can house them somewhere, but we can't host the conference somewhere, we'll organise the conference and we can organise the transport between the hotels. So it gives us that flexibility, which our customer just loves. Demand next year, I hope, remains as strong, if not stronger. We're certainly budgeting for a stronger year next year, despite the fact we're going under refurbishment. Is it aggressive? Potentially, but is it achievable? Yes. And that's what we want to do. We want to, continue to strive for the best and push ourselves along. All signs are showing that there should be. Just recently we've had a few people come to us with leisure business, and that's the first time we've seen that in a year.
Wow.
That's encouraging for us. Doing the Safe Hotel certification for Grand Papua puts us on a different map. Corporates, leisure business, NGOs, embassies, they'll all come to us, and that's why we've done it.